very important that after a conflict, you regulate yourself. You walk away and you don't replay the conflict over and over in your mind, even if it didn't go the way that you wanted it to. You need to practice some de-stressing exercise, such as deep breathing, or perhaps closing your eyes and trying to disconnect from your thoughts and meditating for a moment. And then after some time has passed, you can revisit perhaps this conflict that happened either with the person or in your own mind and rationally think about what went well and what didn't. And think to yourself if you would like to talk to this person again now that some time has passed and you've had time to reflect on the situation. When managing conflict at home or in the workplace, the best way to give room for everyone to speak their minds is to always remember to take the other person's position and understand their perspective. Remember that in order to get, you have to give first. And the best way to motivate someone to want to work with you is to make them feel heard, and you want to make it seem like you are validating their position before you speak. If you don't know what their position is and if you don't understand their point of view, the best way to elicit this from them is to practice active listening. Active listening is defined by maintaining a steady contact, appearing as though you're very interested, perhaps nodding along, and then also remembering to ask questions that express interest and curiosity in understanding where they're coming from. And then you want to give them room to express themselves. And before you then take up your position and respond, you want to wait at least 2 beats just to slow the pace down and make it seem like you're really listening to them. To manage your discomfort when it comes to confrontation, it's best to think to yourself, would I rather be right or would I rather be happy? I think a lot of distress comes from making these mental notes in our mind of why the person you're talking to is so wrong and why you're so right. And that causes us internal distress, and it feels like we're talking to an enemy, and that if we don't get our point across, then we're gonna lose the argument. You can't see things so black and white. There is no winning or losing. Typically what happens is that both parties are right in some different ways, and you always have to make sure you're meeting in the middle. And in order to do that, you really have to tackle the problem at hand and not the person. So you want to avoid blaming and avoid making someone feeling attacked. So for example, instead of saying, I hate it when you always talk over me, you would say, the situation between us and our communication pattern makes me feel like I'm not heard. And I'm wondering if we could work on that together. If you feel like you're having a hard time getting across your point, or you feel like you haven't been heard, the best thing to do is to approach the situation very calmly and rationally. Sometimes when we get emotional, it causes the other person to lose a bit of respect for us, and we lose the importance of our argument, and it gets lost in the emotion. So what you want to do is be calm, straightforward, and you want to use something called assertive communication. Assertive communication means expressing yourself clearly and confidently, but then also asking for feedback. And in this process, you don't apologize or behave defensively and give long explanations. You just simply say what you need and ask what the person thinks about it. So for example, you would say, I would like it if you didn't speak over me and if you listened to me more. How do you feel about that, and can we work on it together?